Hi guys, this is a family channel. I don't know why I'm here.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Laura A Vlogs. This comedian here, we're doing a very special video. This comedian here is my son Brandon. Be nice. Be nice. Well, he always does this every single day. Every single day he torments my soul, but in a very funny way. The purpose of this video today is that he inspired me to do this video. This video is basically a conversation that we had recently this week, and it's been happening for a while. If you guys tuned in my last video, I talked about my son's struggle in high school regarding to the teachers and his his progress in school, but that hasn't been solved yet. That is happening. The deadline is possibly in December. So hopefully we're crossing our fingers that they will hear my mouth. And so in my household, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to sit here and criticize the parenting skills to everyone out there. This is basically a video that, it really touched my heart to even have this conversation with my son because of the fact that, unfortunately, we, in my household, we are always communicating with each other. It wasn't like that years ago because of me being overwhelmed with things happening. But over the course of the years, we started to emphasize in communication skills as a family. I'm not going to sit here and pat myself in the back and say I'm the best parent in the world, because he knows, he can tell you, I always say to him, I will never be a perfect parent. And that's the honest truth. I will never be a perfect parent, but I will always try to do my best as a parent to learn the mistakes that I created, own up to it, and show them ways to move forward in a very different mindset. And so we have improved a lot over the years in creating more and more communication skills between, my sons as well as myself. And so the topic of this video I want to talk about is pay attention to your kids. Have strong communication skills with your children. Now, the reason for this video is that recently, like I would say maybe September, he was struggling with, he's in his last year of high school, and he has been feeling the anxiety that now it's almost the end of that chapter. We as parents, we take our kids from preschool all the way up to high school, nurturing them, guiding them, and, showing them the steps of the way to make sure they progress in their, in their grades. But now reality kicked in for him. He started to realize that now it's almost the end. Now it's going to be pretty much he is on his own as an adult to now focus on what he wants to do with his future. And so he started experiencing I would say anxiety, because he doesn't suffer really with depression to the point of feeling suicidal or nothing like that. Just the anxiousness of the uncertainty of after high school. And so that's when the discussion kicked in, because of the fact that he was experiencing these things and he didn't know what was going on with him. He was just like, Ma, I feel something strange. And I was just like, what? And so he started describing little things to me on how he felt. And you want to share what you were feeling at the time?
I guess it's just straight anxiety, for the simple fact, hey, childhood is basically over, I gotta move on to my next part of my life, which is figuring out what to do. And not only that, yeah, so not being treated the same anymore. Gotta be responsible for whatever I do now. Probably like synced into my mind once I started entering my last year of high school, which is currently right now.
And so it was just like it was like a wake up call. And so he was getting like really nervous, and I try to calm him down just to say, "Hey, relax. It's not over. We still got time to figure it out." Because not every kid is going to go to college, which is the pretty much the norm of society. Oh, you got to go to college. You got to do this. But not every kid wants to do college. Maybe they want to do other things. Maybe they want to take time to experience, life as an adult. And sometimes as parents, we have to support our kids to do things out of the norm as long as it's not illegal. That's, support our children in whatever goes in life they want to do. And so I'm one of those parents that I'm just like, you know what? We're going to talk about it, figure something out. So, excuse me. So why we just started having conversations and stuff like that. So I try to get him calmed down, and he started thinking like the stuff that he likes, what he's into. And so he started developing these ideas that he would like to do in his future. And eventually in time, when the time is right, he'll bring it to everyone's attention, because right now everything's in the works.
Yeah.
So now he developed skills on, working on goals that he wants to achieve before he graduates high school. And so that has been the ongoing discussion here in this home. And so I told him my experience after, experiencing after high school. And I told him the advantages that he has as a young man compared to me, a young woman at the time. I didn't have those advantages that most kids had in my time. And a lot of you that grew up in the 80s would say you're correct. Now, remember, we didn't grow up with computer age like internet and Google and Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. We never had any of this technology stuff. So we have to go by the public library. I'm getting tongue-tied. Public library, or by the word of mouth through others saying, hey, I know this opening is happening. Hey, I know this is happening. So it was always a word of mouth through others that you get opportunities open. But unfortunately, in this time of age, things have changed. So he has a bigger advantage to get on the laptop, do research, send out emails, send out, doing different views, because, sometimes you go into YouTube and research different things to get ideas, and he already got his game plan going. So that alone is helping him focus instead of worrying about, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Because I told him, you know what? You're not going anywhere. Until you're on your feet, you're always going to have a home here. So it's not like, all right, 18 years old, get out of the house. What kind of service we're going to do for our children like that? We always need to support our kids regardless of the age they're in. And so recently this week, he had a conversation with one of his classmates. You want to share the story?
Oh, so basically he was feeling like the same way that I was feeling, like beginning of like our last year of high school. And me and him are in the same grade, but he's now feeling like the same. He's experiencing the same anxiety that I felt in the beginning of the year. So now he's now trying to figure out what to do with his life. And I try to give him like a suggestion, like, hey, maybe you should like set yourself like some sort of goal or something that you really want to achieve in your adult life. because it'll get rid of at least some of the anxiety that you're feeling. Because I mean, it might differ between person to person, but that's my take on it anyway.
Okay. And, you know, and also I try to explain to him that maybe he is very nervous because of the fact that maybe he didn't realize what was happening until at that moment. And we don't know what it is in their household where that child lives. You know, if the communication is free with the parents or not, we don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and say, well, you know, they're not talking to the kid and finding out what's going on. We don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and criticize about the parenting skills of that child, for that child. But that, by that being said, that's why I said, you know what, we need to create this video to talk about how important it is to make sure that we pretty much pay attention to our kids and pay attention, especially now that, you know, a lot of the young men, young women that are about to leave high school, you know, they're going to go through these anxieties, and what we can do as parents to help support them in that process. Because, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, you know what, I have a textbook of knowledge and you know, I read everything. You know, during the beginning, you know, when I first became a mom, first time around with my older son, I did do a lot of reading and still created a whole bunch of mistakes with it. But in the process of time, as I got older, I still learned along the way to say, hey, you know what, we need to change this, we need to change that, and pretty much adjust the way we think and do things, especially for our kids, that we want to set that example for our kids. And that's why I say, you know what, parents, when you have your kids going through what my son's going through or his friend is going through, let's pay attention to them. You know, I know we are preoccupied with the world, with the things in the world, work, study, other kids, other children we take care of, you know, struggles, everyday struggles, because he knows I'm going through it right now. But still, I managed to sit with him every single day when he comes home from school and say, what's going on? How was your day? And he will give me a rundown of what happened. So I think that is very important, to have that communication skill going back and forth, and make sure that the bond between families stay strong and pretty much, you know, happy. After all, I live with a comedian. He's always making me laugh because he could tell you we're always we're always going into these little tirades with each other, but that's our norm. You know, we have to pretty much laugh a lot of things, especially when we're feeling stressed, and I think that's also very important. So thank you, Brandon. I really appreciate it. You want to say anything for what would you one more thing, what would you suggest to any parent regarding to any kids going through what you're going through?
Keep in mind of their emotions, because like each child might like express their anxiety in different ways. The way I was expressing it was like a little bit more angry compared to my friend. My friend was just straight up like crying sad, as opposed to me. So you might see like something like a different motion, but with the same type of result.
I agree. I think that is very important, to pay attention to the behavior of our kids, especially at this time that they're going through a lot of stresses and completing high school, you know, homeworks, tests, you know, all these crazy activities afterwards. I think it's very important for all of us to really monitor our children very carefully, and that if you see any changes, please right away do an intervention with that child. Sit down, calm the child, start that communication process, which is very important. Alrighty, so that is pretty much the message I really wanted to bring out for everyone. And I'm gonna let you guys know, my son Brandon, he started his own YouTube channel.
That's right.
So if anybody, eventually, you know, he's doing a lot of gaming first. He enjoys gaming. So anybody who's into the gaming, go to his channel, subscribe, give his videos a like, and he's eventually, as you know, he gets more and more comfortable with the YouTube world. Eventually, he's going to add some other content into the channel. Eventually, he'll bring it up in his own channel, or maybe here. Maybe if he wants to do another video with me. Look at the face. It's like, what? It's like, really, Ma?
I mean, what issues do I?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to put the link of his channel in the description box on YouTube. And if you have any questions or you have anything that you would like to ask my son or myself as, you know, parent and son, you know, going through these
or any suggestions
or any suggestions
for me as a new YouTuber.
Yeah. And if you want to see more content between me and my son on this channel, let us know. What would you like to see us do?
They'll be fine. They don't need it.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
No, it's not up to you. Don't bother.
And this is what I deal with.
Just stop it. Click off the video right now. Shut it off. And don't you ever look back again.
All right. So thank you for viewing the channel. Thank you, everyone. Please give the videos a like. So any parent that are going through these type of struggles that, you know, that we are going through in this family, as well, and people that are going through in other families, they could get a chance to see what we dealing with, and then maybe they could point out their own situations, and they could help that child in the future. So please give the videos a like. We appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, you're welcome to subscribe. And I will see you guys soon in my next video. Please stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.